Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
It's Indiana Basketball Day, and today we have a great game for you here on Indiana SRN as Covington takes on Covenant Christian. And I tell you what, guys, you got to be pretty happy playing on this day, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's a really cool thing. It's a game we were able to get a couple years ago, and we've been able to keep it on the schedule. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We kind of like the Arroyo game, Coach, because we can go to the steakhouse afterwards. We already had to go to Outback Steakhouse because we don't have a steakhouse like you guys have.
I understand, yeah.
simpler times pre-pandemic. Welcome to the 2020 Indiana High School Athletic Association football season. It has been a long 4 or 5 months here in 2020 when the pandemic hit back in mid-March. But we get a little bit of normalcy here as we are looking live at Zionsville Middle School West, where we're going to have Jennings County as the visitors, the Panthers, to take on Covenant Christian. And you are watching Warrior Football right here, powered on Indiana SRN. I'm Shane Ryder alongside my partner Keith Myers. We are doing a socially distanced broadcast. We are broadcasting from afar. We are live on the northeast side of Indianapolis here at the Indiana SRN studios. We're just glad to be back. We're glad that football's taking place here in the state of Indiana. Games going on all across the state here, kicking off in about 10 minutes. Indiana just one of 12 states across the country to have football being played this fall.
Yeah, we're trying to get a lot of games in. There's some schools that has canceled the season because of the pandemic. There's a couple games that were canceled right away at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we were scrambling to get some things getting ready to go. But we're safe. Our camera guy is safe. Everybody is safe at Zionsville School Midwest, and we got a little bit of technical difficulty, so we'll work those things out for you folks. But going to be a good year, I do believe. I think we can get this in. We just got to be really, really safe to make everybody else safe. And, we took our temperatures before we came in. Everybody was masked up. Now we are in our booths secure. And, pizza from Giacomo's, you can't beat everything that happened tonight. It's a pretty good thing.
No, you can't. You'll see a lot of coaching staff members wearing masks on the sidelines. We went through some of the changes here to the 2020 season. We talked about the teams on the sidelines being able to spread out a little bit more. The IHSAA, the association here in the state of Indiana, has done a really nice job of just adjusting with the times, as we've had to do a lot here in 2020.
It's just one of the things that Indiana does. They adapt to some things that goes on, and you just have to adapt to it. You working for the Indianapolis Indians, there was no baseball this year. There was no Indiana SRN pregame shows on before the Indians game, and a little disappointing for all of us because we love that sport. But it's just one of the things you have to do. You have to hunker down and make sure everything is right. And I think coaches has taken this really, really seriously. As you've talked to a lot of coaches and a lot of the officials throughout the state, that they know how important high school football is, not only to the school, but to the community of Indiana.
To the communities and to the athletes themselves, too.
Yep, absolutely. The juniors and seniors, especially the seniors, they definitely want to play this year. The senior, their friends that were seniors last year for basketball season lost the whole entire basketball sectional and regional because of this thing. And, we're making the attempt to get it done and get it ready to go. And we're excited about what's going on at Indiana SRN because there's a lot of games on the network at Indiana SRN tonight with Covenant Christian and Jennings County here. Gary Catholic and McCutcheon in a game, Cecina and Shenandoah. The Southport game was postponed, as we were told to about, and then a couple of 3 radio games as well. So we're loaded front and back, Indiana XRN, and we're excited. We claim we're the sports leader, and I think we proved it tonight.
It's a busy night across the state, and it's a busy night right here in these studios. You mentioned we've got, is it 3 or 4 TV broadcasts taking place here in the studios tonight?
3 tonight, 1 tomorrow, soccer, and then we have 3 broadcasts. Radio broadcasts.
Well, the show goes on then for Indiana SRN. We are excited to bring you Covenant Christian football right here on Indiana SRN. Our executive producer, Jerry Collins, director right here in the studio, Ben Wood. The one guy you mentioned out there at Zionsville Middle School West is our cameraman, Brandon Kroll, son of Sean Kroll, who's doing play-by-play next door. for a game going on as well. But Brandon out getting his feet wet. I think he had a volleyball game the other night. Now he gets his first taste of football.
Yeah, and he's pretty excited, and these young guys want to get their feet wet and want to, make a name for themselves. And the best way to do that is get your feet wet on the opening night of high school football in the state of Indiana.
Well, let's take a look at these two teams before we get into your keys on both sides of the football for both Covenant Christian and Jennings County. I'm just going to get into what these teams offense, however. So it is a young and inexperienced offensive unit for the Panthers. They are led by second-year head coach Justin Sharp, and I'd roll through his assistant coaches, but he's got about a dozen
30.
of them.
He does.
So we'll bounce over to the Warriors now. They are in Class 1A, as I mentioned. Their 7th overall season of football. They just had football come about at their school back in 2014, and they've had a lot of success in recent history. They just sealed up their 4th consecutive winning campaign in 2019. They went 6-5, 4-3 in conference play. Started the season a little bit worse than Jennings County did. They were 2-4 6 games into the season, won their last 4 before slipping up in sectional play. That was the second round of sectionals. They lost 28-15 at Indianapolis Lutheran. But Covenant Christian, on paper, they bring back a ton. They do have 12 seniors. That lines up with Jennings County, but they have 10 starters returning on both sides of the football. The only one that's missing was a two-way lineman. Elias Twyman lost to graduation, but 10 starters on offense and defense. They have a ton of experience, and that's going to play a big role in tonight's game.
Yeah, you mentioned the experience that they have, and if you look at what Coach Giegel has done, last year they had about 22 players. This year on the sidelines, about 35 players, and all of them are eligible. All of them are ready to play. That's a big number for a 1A school in the state of Indiana, and Coach Giegel has coached them up. And talk about Zoom meetings. I think there was a lot of Zoom meetings, and I made fun of him a lot because he had to have a huge 2 big screen TVs so he could see all 35 of his kids. But he had a good time, and they're ready. They're prepared. They got brand new unis on, so they're ready to go.
Well, he is a first-year head coach at Covenant Christian, where he played his high school ball as well. He was a 3-time assistant, however, so he is not a stranger to the program. An assistant in 2015, 16, and 18. He doesn't have as many assistant coaches as the other sideline does with the Jennings County Panthers, so we can go through his assistants. His assistant offensive coordinator is Hunter Logan. Assistant D coordinator Mike Hornack. O-line, D-line coach is Skip Toker. Special teams coach and special teams coordinator, you've got Cameron Holsapple and Sean Lyons. Running backs coach is Jermaine Cheney, and the defensive consultant. So whenever they need a little bit of help, they'll reach out to Mike Fightmaster to help out on the defensive side of the ball. Taking a look at some key players before we get into your keys for both teams. For Covenant Christian, we talked about the experience, but there are 2 players that really stand out to me when I was going through stats just from the 2019 season. It's the Flatt brothers. You've got senior Trey Flatt on the defensive side of the ball, who returns as their leading tackler, leading tackles for loss last year as well, 6.5 sacks. He led the team in pretty much everything on the defensive side of the football. If he was playing cornerback or safety, he might have led him in interceptions as well. He had one of those from his defensive end spot. And then his younger brother, Tony Flatt, is just a sophomore. He's one of 3 linebackers in this 4-3 base scheme for Covenant Christian. He had 80 tackles as a freshman last year, second on the team to his older brother. 12.5 of those for loss, 3 sacks and a pick as well for the sophomore Tony Flatt. So it's the Flatt brothers. They're not twins. We don't want to get that mixed up. And with football uniforms on, you wouldn't be able to screw them up anyway. We're just going off numbers. But the Flatt brothers really stand out to me on that side of the ball.
Let's look at the keys real quick before the national anthem for Covenant Christian. Quick start, limit your turnovers and score with the passing game. And at Jennings County, limit your turnovers and field position is a key. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Covenant TV on Warrior TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football, powered by Indiana SRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at Indiana SRN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and more important, don't forget to subscribe to the Indiana SRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown, safety, first down, holding or illegal use of hands, encroachment, or offsides commonly known, false start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick, scrimmage violation, face mask, intentional grounding, roughing the passer, clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block, pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on Indiana SRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Welcome back to Indiana SRN coverage here as we are broadcasting remotely from the Indiana SRN studios on the north side of Indianapolis alongside my partner Keith Myers. I am Shane Ryder, and we are bringing you Covenant Christian Warriors football, powered right here on Indiana SRN, one of 3 TV broadcasts taking place tonight here in the Indiana SRN studios, as it looks like Covenant Christian will start with the football. No captains out at center field. It's the head coaches who are masked up. A couple of referees with face guards and face protection on as well, as we are living in the era we know as 2020. Keith.
Yep. Jennings County deferred to the second half, so they'll get the ball in the second half. And this is a good thing for Covenant Christian. They get the ball, so we get to see their offense first. And we'll see how things are going as we're ready for high school football right here on Indiana SRN this season.
Covenant Christian will start with the ball, so we can hop right into their starters. You could hear it in the background as the national anthem was played on our last commercial break. But they've got 6 seniors on that side of the ball that they'll bring to the line of scrimmage. And 6 of them, they're all skill position players. That is a younger offensive line. You go across the board, starting at left tackle, junior Reed Schreiner, left guard, sophomore Eli Carlson. Snap of the ball to quarterback Austin Frazier is junior Ethan Sparks. Right guard is sophomore Cole Thomas, and another sophomore on the right side of the line in Wyatt Bowman. You get to those skill positions, though, this is where they are experienced and should have the upper hand against the Jennings County defense. We'll start with the X wide receiver. On the outside will be senior Jackson Bro. In the slot, a senior in Adrian Terry, and out in the Y wide receiver spot is senior Brian, we'll call him BJ Lomax. And in the backfield, a couple of seniors as well. Tailback, senior Alex Coleman, and senior Trey Flatt will take the ball as it gets handed off from senior quarterback Austin Frazier. Taking a look at the Jennings County defense as well, as we are just about set to kick off. They've got 6 seniors on that side of the ball, so they can match up experience-wise. We'll see if they can slow down the Warriors' attack here this evening, as that is number 7. Kicker for Jennings County is Ian Sawyer. He's a junior. He's got it teed up, and we are just about set for action. Here's the kickoff. It's caught around the 25-yard line. And apologies for the technical difficulties right now. It looks like they got it up around the 37-yard line, so a 12 or 13-yard return there. So it's Covenant Christian who starts with the football. They get that ball up around the 40-yard line. See the 50-yard marker over there on the Jennings County sideline. And it does look like they're going to advance it. We've got a penalty of some sort. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties. We are trying to work through this right now. It is game number 1. It wouldn't be 2020 without a little technical issues to work through. They go 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They'll work from the shotgun formation. They were a I formation team a year ago, but they will switch to a spread offense here in 2020. And they are going deep on play number 1.
Looks like they caught the ball. A nice little screen pass out there in the open. Looks like the pep band is definitely rocking and rolling tonight.
So that's all the way down to the Jennings County 26-yard line, it appears. So a big gainer on first down, and Covenant Christian's spread offense. 1 play in, not too shabby.
Not bad at all.
They spread it out again. Frazier in shotgun. To his right, Alex Coleman. Looks like he got the handoff and was shoved out of bounds on the near sideline. Get into the Jennings County defense. They've got 6 seniors. They go with a 3-5. 3 down linemen, 5 linebackers, and 3 defensive backs. So them linebackers are going to have their hands full trying to cover up this spread offense of Covenant Christian. Ball on the 26, still second down here. They lost 2 on first down, so it's 2nd and 12. Looks like we've got a pass here out on the right side. And it appears it's incomplete, so we're going to have 3rd and 12 upcoming for the Covenant Christian Warriors.
Jackson Brew in the end zone and just didn't make the catch.
It's either Colton Bentz or Lane Sharp in coverage there. In the secondary, you've got Bentz, a senior, sophomore Michael Haynes, and junior Lane Sharp. The linebacking corps, senior Zane Ortlieb, senior Dakota Beasley, senior Blake Vaught, a junior Zach Reason, and sophomore Tegan Trotter. And the 3 down linemen flanked by seniors at the end spots, Caleb Bochia and Tyler Wathen. And junior Michael Reynolds, the nose tackle, defensive tackle, lined up over center. There's a big gain on 3rd down. That was Alex Thompson, and I think he got a first down there, Keith.
Yeah, they needed to hit 12. He got about 14.
So how about that? 3rd and 12. It was 3rd and 12 from the 28. That's a gain of 22 yards for Alex Thompson.
Not bad.
Or Alex Coleman, rather. So now 1st and goal. Covenant Christian knocking on the door of the Panthers. They go shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. It's Trey Flatt lined up to the left.
Fumble.
Looked like the ball's on the ground. And did Jennings County come away with that football? That is a fumble, and that was one of your keys for Covenant Christian, was to protect the football. So they have a nice drive starting out around the 40-yard line. They get it all the way down to the 6, knocking on the door, and they come up empty.
That's not good.
Recovery took place at the 10-yard line. So they were in shotgun formation. Couldn't tell if it was on the handoff or if it was Austin Frazier, the senior quarterback, who mishandled the football. But now we flip it over to the Jennings County offense. We'll see what they can do with just 3 seniors on that side of the ball. They're in shotgun, and they just turned it over. So how about that? A fumble and a fumble. And we've got Butterfingers here just 2 minutes into the first quarter.
You know, that's amazing. Living correctly if you're a Covenant Warrior.
That was Peyton Hayden in shotgun. He was a receiver last year, one of their better skill players, but they had to move him to the quarterback position where he just had 6 pass attempts in 2019. But he did some damage on the outside catching passes. He had 21 receptions last year for over 200 yards, 4th on this Jennings County squad. But he's now the quarterback, and he's got a turnover on his first snap of 2020. So we're back inside the 10 at 1st and goal for Covenant Christian. They're on the 8. The handoff goes up the middle. And that looks like it's Coleman who breaks a couple of tackles, and he's down inside the 5-yard line. They'll give him 3 yards. 3 yards there, as it looks like the ball is spotted on the 4.
Right at the 4. I tell you what, the offensive line has done a nice job blowing off this Jennings County Ball Club.
Welcome back to Indiana SRN coverage of Covenant Christian and Jennings County. Week 1 of the 2020 IHSAA football season here in the state of Indiana. And it's Covenant Christian who comes away with the first score of the season. They drove it down inside the 10-yard line on their first possession. Had a fumble, but they got it right back on Jennings County's first 2020 offensive snap. And a few plays later, punched it in the end zone for 6, and the PAT was good. It's 7-0 Warriors.
And how about the kick in the end zone? He also did a nice job. So we'll see what the defense will do here.
They came up with a turnover on their first and only defensive play, did Covenant Christian. As Jennings County takes a play out of the Covenant playbook and goes trips left, but it looks like that got batted down, nearly picked off from one of the 8 seniors, make that 7 seniors on the Warrior side of the defense, and that was senior Trey Flatt, who I mentioned in the pregame. He can do a little bit of everything. He is a problem on the defensive side of the football. He had 149 tackles last year in 11 games.
Wow.
I'm no mathematician, but
that's pretty good.
That's a lot of tackles. So 2nd and 10 now for Jennings County. And it looks like they got maybe a half yard. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Panthers.
Enthusiastic crowd tonight at Covenant Christian.
Yeah, we mentioned that we are broadcasting remote, so we can't see exactly how big of a turnout both sides had. As there's a snap, and it looks like quarterback Peyton Hayden is going to try to run for it, but he's not getting very much. He's going to come up well short of a first down. We've got a cap of 560 fans that could attend this game, so 280 on both sides. Do you know how they went about selling those tickets, Keith?
I have no idea. I think online. And I tell you what, though, Trey Flack knocked down that defender and just shield and made a nice little tackle. Makes it fourth down. They're going to be in punt formation.
So Jennings County will punt after a turnover on their first possession. They go 3 and out after Covenant Christian puts 7 on the scoreboard. It's Ian Sawyer, the punter. Looks like Covenant Christian goes with a protect punt unit. They didn't send anyone back deep, and that is a shank off the right leg of Ian Sawyer. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but it is going to be a golden scoring chance once again for Covenant Christian.
Other games going on in the network is games that we're watching on the network: Mount Vernon, Noblesville, Cathedral, Westfield, Garin Catholic, McCutcheon, Hobart, and Chesterton, and Shenandoah and Cecina. We'll keep you abreast of those. We'll have halftime scores for all those games, and take a look at our scoreboard also on our website at indianasrn.org.
So 1st and 10 for Covenant Christian. Ball at or near the 20-yard line. Shotgun snap goes to Frazier. He's going to huck it towards the end zone into the right corner. A little push off there. Is that caught? It is. Is that B.J. Lomax trying to pick up a number? Adrian Terry bouncing around him. I think that is B.J. Lomax, who had a missed opportunity on that first scoring drive for Covenant Christian. It went through his hands, but not that time, as Lomax gets the score. And that pushes the Warriors' lead to 13-0.
Look at that pass.
It's either Lomax or it might have been Adrian Terry.
Yep, it was Terry.
I think it was Terry. That's number 19, so apologies for the call there. That was Lomax, who was celebrating with Adrian Terry, and I think he's the one that actually had the first touchdown for the Warriors. Another PAT knocked through the uprights by Jackson Brew. Makes it 14-0, and we're not even 5 minutes into this football game, Keith.
Nope.
So another scoring drive, 3 offensive possessions for the Warriors. 2 of them have gone into the end zone, and they lead it by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. We'll step aside. You're watching Warriors football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
Ah, my favorite patient. Ah, my favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
Hey Shane, don't forget don't miss any game you want on Indiana SRN. Check out our YouTube page. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Every game on Indiana SRN is YouTube, and you can watch the replay anytime you want.
Beauty of that is they never expire. They can live on YouTube forever.
I can.
So long as the internet exists, you've got access to Indiana SRN coverage.
As long as I live, I guess I can watch them, huh?
So Covenant Christian will kick away here. We're about midway through the first quarter, as Jennings County has a fumble on their first offensive snap and then a 3-and-out on their second offensive possession after Covenant Christian had their first touchdown here in the opening quarter. But now they come away with another score, and the Panthers find themselves in a big hole with an inexperienced offense as they're going to try and dig out against the Warriors. We'll get into the starters now on the Covenant Christian side of things. Panthers haven't been out there on offense long enough for us to get through them, but again, 7 seniors on that side of the ball. They go with a 4-3 base defense. Last year they were in a 3-3-5. They switched to a 4-3 base this year. They've got a lot of experience in their secondary. Free safety Jackson Brew. Out on the corners, Adrian Terry and Ty Gossel. And the strong safety is Brian B.J. Lomax at 6 feet, 170 pounds. They go with 3 linebackers. 2 outside linebackers are senior Jay Wright and sophomore Tony Flatt. And in the inside as the middle linebacker is senior Alex Coleman. He's taken a few handoffs on the offensive side of things as well. And then going across the defensive line for the Warriors, you've got Trey Flatt. We've gone through his numbers already a couple of times. He's a senior at the defensive end position. The other D end is sophomore Brad Nardi. He will get a little action out of the backfield on the offensive side of things as well. And then the 2 D tackles, a junior and a sophomore, junior Reed Schreiner and sophomore Cole Thomas. You've got Peyton Hayden, a junior quarterback for Jennings County, in shotgun. Looks like junior Colton Ross going in motion here. Not currently moving when we're looking at our broadcast, but he's taken the steps to slide across the formation. We've got 2nd and 10 right now.
Looked like we had a false start against Jennings County.
Got a false start. Sounds like they said 2nd and 20. We had 2nd and 10. It may be 2nd and 15. We'll see where they spot this football. Got a short completion there. It was 2nd and 20, so they pick up 4 or 5 yards after the false start. And they've got another 3rd and long. Ball spotted on the 15-yard line. Haynes receivers on the outside. Junior Colton Ross, a couple of sophomores in Cole Marksberry and Austin Wells. Senior Dakota Beasley in the backfield, sophomore Michael Haynes as well. As Hayden keeps it himself and has run out of bounds, he'll get 4 or 5 yards, but nothing close to the first down marker. And Jennings County is going to have to punt once again. Looking at that Panthers O-line, couple of seniors on the left side of things in Raul Ruiz, 6'2", 250 pounds at left tackle, and left guard Caleb Boccia at 6'1", 280. Sophomore center in Zayden Patton, and 2 juniors on the right side of the line, Michael Reynolds and Jacoby Sturgeon. Sturgeon, a big fella, 6'4", 300 pounds. And Keith, those are the guys that I avoided on the football field.
I didn't like
about
those
a decade ago.
I didn't like those guys either.
Timeout, Jennings County. So you've got a timeout, Jennings County now. They were in punt formation, but I think before the punt, they didn't like what they saw. Can't imagine they're going to go for it here midway through the first quarter, but we'll step aside. We'll be back with a likely Panthers punt right here on Indiana SRN. You're watching Warriors football powered by Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
We're back here on Indiana SRN, where you are always in the game, and we've got another punt here from Ian Sawyer of Jennings County. A little bit better this time. His last punt might have had -1 net. Not sure he got it back to the line of scrimmage. This time he gets it out to the Jennings County 40, so maybe a punt of 20, 25 yards there. But Covenant Christian starts in plus territory once again. They are at or near the 40-yard line of Jennings County. 2 scores already for the Warriors. Last touchdown by senior Adrian Terry on the outside. A nice catch in the right back corner of the end zone. They're moving left to right on your screen. Covenant Christian, all black uniforms, green numbers on the back with white trim. That's Frazier in shotgun. He's going to hand it off, and it looks like they've bounced it outside. Down the sideline is number 2 and into the end zone for another Covenant Christian touchdown. That's number 2, Micah Wilson, a senior tailback. So Covenant Christian already digging into their playbook, digging into that deep roster that head coach Dan Geidel talked about. He had 26 players returning from a year ago. He's got over 35 players on his sideline. And that is a well-constructed roster for a Class 1A football program. Jackson Brew getting his kicks in here early. We are still not quite to the halfway mark of the first quarter in Covenant Christian. A low snap dug out by Frazier. The PAT is up and good. It is 21-0 Covenant Christian, as their offense has been efficient. They switched from an I formation-based offense a year ago to a spread offense, and that switch is paying off here in the first quarter. It's 21-0 Covenant Christian. We'll step aside right here on Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Four possessions, 3 touchdowns for Covenant Christian, as Jackson Brew with another deep kick, and that one sails back near the end zone. They'll call that a touchback as well. So he's had 2 touchbacks already. Covenant Christian started with the football. Jennings County deferred to the second half. The Warriors took the ball, marched it downfield in 3 or 4 plays, and fumbled a 1st and goal, but got it right back as Jennings County had a fumble on their first offensive snap. A few plays later, the Warriors were on the board. It's been all Covenant Christian ever since.
Dan Giegel, the head coach of Covenant Christian, got to be pretty happy putting 21 points, and you still got a few minutes left in this first quarter.
Well, he might be patting himself on the back. He switched to a spread offense this year, and he's saying, see, kids, this is why we aren't running the I formation. 2020. There's a run up the middle for Jennings County. Nothing doing again. They have yet to pick up a first down here in the first quarter. Covenant Christian with 4 or 5 first downs. But they have had some big gainers on the offensive side of things. A long touchdown run by Micah Wilson for their 3rd score moments ago. Couple of passing touchdowns for Austin Frazier. He had 15 in 11 games a year ago. He's already got 2 tonight. 2 receivers to the left for Jennings County, 1 to the right. They go shotgun with 1 tailback.
Marksberry on the cover.
That's Marksberry on the outside for Jennings County. It sounded like it was incomplete, so we've got another 3rd and long situation. Jennings County 3-7 a year ago, 1-5 in conference play. 4 consecutive losing seasons as Peyton Hayden is scrambling for his life. Gets it back near the line of scrimmage, but it's a short loss of a yard or two. And that was Trey Flatt running him down. Mentioned him in the pregame. The Flatt brothers, they can fly on the defensive side of the football. And they have shown their flying colors here in the first 7 minutes.
Got a score for you. Mount Vernon 14, Noblesville 7. I do believe they are heading to the second quarter of that ball game.
So 3 touchdowns already in that game as well. You got another score update for us there with Cathedral?
Cathedral and Westfield. Cathedral leads 8-0 with 4:06 left. Oh,
there's a high snap into the end zone. Ian Sawyer is going to chase after it. And that's going to be a safety, I believe. It is a safety for the Warriors, so things snowballing here for Jennings County here in their first 12 minutes of the 2020 football season. And Covenant Christian finds a different way to put points on the board now. 3 touchdowns and add 2 more for the safety.
You know, I've seen kids just let that ball roll and a defender gets it and that's 6 points. So he heads up play for that young man to make sure he secured that ball.
Well, yeah, it's either let someone from the defensive side of things cover it up for 6 or cover it up yourself. I've seen punters as well kick it straight out the back of the end zone. Just get it out of here. Get it out of here. We're going to step aside as well. Covenant Christian rolling here in the first 6 minutes of quarter number 1. 23-0 here on Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Jennings County has to punt this one away. That ball on the ground there. Covenant Christian already with 1 turnover. And it looks like Jennings County came away with that football. So they give Covenant Christian 2 points with the safety. The snap goes over the head of the punter. But now they come up with their second turnover here in the game.
You got to dive on that football. You got to realize that ball is on the ground and you got to cover that up.
If there's one thing that I guess has gone right for Jennings County here in the first quarter, they've got 2 fumble recoveries. And, hey, that's their biggest offensive play of the game. They kicked it 40 yards downfield and hopped on the football.
Yeah, and they're on the opposite side of the field. This is exactly where they need to be.
First time in plus territory for the Panthers. Hayden in shotgun. He'll flip it out to number 3, junior Colton Ross, but it's incomplete. The Panthers really just looking for any kind of offense right now. Somebody needs to step up on that side of the ball. Hayden was a receiver a year ago. Again, just 6 pass attempts as a sophomore. He was the backup quarterback to senior Lance Bailey, who threw for over 2,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. So big shoes to fill for the junior signal caller. He takes the snap. He'll flip it out here to the left. That one is caught, and a nice wrap-up tackle. That's going to be a gain of 5. An excellent job by Colton Ross to hang on to that football and secure it, but he got drilled and pile-driven into the grass. But now a manageable 3rd down upcoming.
There's their replay.
That was Adrian Terry who had the touchdown catch for Covenant Christian's second score, showing he can hit a little bit too on the defensive side of things. 3rd and 6 here for Jennings County. Looks like that pass was incomplete. Pass sailed out to the right side to number 18, Cole Marksberry, a sophomore. A slender sophomore at 5'9", a $135. But it's 4th in mid-range now for Jennings County. And you got to think they're going to go for it here. They've used one timeout. Their offense looking over to the sideline. And they will go for it here, 4th and 6. Hayden in shotgun, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. He's going to look right now, roll that way. He's going to fire out to the sideline, and it's at the feet of his intended receiver.
Trey Flack running him down along with his buddy.
That was intended for number 19, Austin Wells. When Flatt's bearing down on you, you don't have much time to get rid of the football.
Got to get rid of the football. Here's some more update scores for you, Shane. Woodland Warriors 0, the Leo Lions 30. That's in the second quarter. Jeffersonville and Floyd Central. Floyd Central leads 14-0. Lincoln Stockton and Centerfield leads 14-0. That's in the second quarter. And Western Boone and Sheridan Blackhawks. Sheridan leads 7-0 in the first quarter.
A lot of points on the scoreboard across the state of Indiana. As Covenant Christian with their 5th offensive possession now. It's Frazier in shotgun. May have kept that one himself. Looks like a short gain there of 2 yards. That was Micah Wilson, who had the long touchdown run for Covenant Christian. That was a 40-yard touchdown. That made it 20-0. And then Jackson Brew kicked the PAT through the uprights to make it 21-0. And the Warriors, with another 3-and-out defensive stop, came up with a safety as a snap went over the head of the Jennings County punter. Frazier in shotgun. He's going to swing it out to the left side. A lot of room now up the middle, and that's going to be a first down and a whole lot more. Is that Micah Wilson again? He is gone. Covenant Christian pouring it on here in the first quarter. 2 long touchdowns for Micah Wilson. First, there was a run of 40 yards. That one goes even further. Frazier with 3 passing TDs here in the first quarter. Jackson Brew out for another PAT. Was 26 of 30 on these attempts a year ago. Snap looks good this time. The kick is up. And the PAT is good. So Brew is 4 for 4 on his extra point attempts. And Covenant Christian with a 30 spot here in quarter number 1. We'll step aside. You're watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures.
Because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
Don't ever miss the game on Indiana SRN. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. You can catch every game on Indiana SRN.
Covenant Christian with 4 first quarter touchdowns. Couple of TDs by senior Adrian Terry. And then 2 long TDs, 1 rushing, 1 receiving for tailback Micah Wilson. And another big boot into the end zone by Jackson Brew.
He's 3 for 3, isn't he?
He's 3 for 3 on touchbacks. He's got 4 PATs. He's done everything but score a touchdown so far.
Big brother be proud, wouldn't he?
Certainly would be. Covenant Christian spreading the wealth here in the first quarter.
East Central Blazers over Heritage Patriots 14-0. Lincoln, Stockton, and Centerville. Centerville leads 14-0. Sheridan leads Western Boone 7-0. Wawasee and Lakeland is tied at 0 at the end of 1. And Tri-West and Central Catholic, that game was postponed.
Jennings County, they'll start from their own 20-yard line. And they're going to have an incomplete pass out to the right side. So junior Peyton Hayden has had a rough go of things here in the first quarter. No first downs for Jennings County just yet. And on our last commercial break, we talked about the continuous clock rule that goes into effect. That does not hit until after halftime. But the way this first quarter has gone, it's been all Covenant Christian. Warriors have not let up, at least yet, against the Panthers. And they are making things very tough on both sides of the ball for Jennings County. The Warriors' offense has looked great. Their defense has maybe been better. Yardage so far for Jennings County hovering around 0. And in football, I don't know if you call that the Mendoza line like you do in baseball if you hit under 200. But it has not been pretty for Jennings County. There's another incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th and long for the Panthers. Pass intended for Austin Wells, but it falls incomplete. And here comes the punt team for Jennings County. Got Ryan Cronister now in to punt things away for Jennings County. A couple of shanks off the right leg of Ian Sawyer. So they're trying out someone different now. As it's 4th and 8. That punt sails out of bounds at the Jennings County 42-yard line. So Covenant Christian, they had the turnover right after one of their own, back inside the 10. And then they punched things in for their first score. And now all but one other possession has started in plus territory for the Warriors. Head coach Dan Giedel could not script this first quarter much better. His team with a 30-burger here in the first quarter and looking for more. 6 seniors, at least in the starting lineup for Covenant Christian. One of them, the quarterback, Austin Frazier, who passes over the middle, and it's caught again. That's Terry with another catch. He's got 2 touchdowns today. And Frazier finding open targets and not missing very often. There you get a look at the replay here. It was Terry in the slot. Just double slants on the right side of the formation. And Jennings County had no answer.
Looks like Tony Flatt now behind under center. Shotgun formation.
So the younger Flatt brother hands things off. It's a sweep to the right side. Looks like a big gainer, and we've got a flag thrown at the end of the play. It's a first down. Trying to pick up a number there. It might have been number 11. I think it is. It was Brad Nardi. Just a sophomore halfback. Had a lot of carries in varsity action as a freshman. 32 carries a year ago, averaged almost 6 yards per carry, and punched it in 3 times. He had a receiving touchdown as well for his 4th touchdown as a freshman.
That hurts, holding against Covenant Christian. Oh, legal block in the back.
A legal block in the back. That's a spot foul, so they do give them the first down and then back it up 10 yards from the infraction. So it's 1st and 10 for Covenant Christian, still in the first quarter.
2nd and 7 for the Warriors. First down.
Got 1st and 10, Frazier in shotgun. Is that Tony Flat in shotgun? That is Flat in shotgun. He's going to hand things off to Nardi once again. He'll sweep left this time and get wrapped up.
Maybe a yard.
Short gain there. A yard, maybe 2.
That's into the first quarter.
Yeah, into the first quarter. And again, you cannot script it much better if you're head coach Dan Giedel for Covenant Christian. It is 30-0, all Warriors. You're watching Warriors football, powered on Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Never miss a game. Upcoming games right here on Indiana SRN. Don't miss a game right here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Also follow us on Twitter at Indiana SRN. At the end of one, it's 30-0. And very impressive offensive power by Covenant Christian, and defense is playing very well as Shane is. Next week they lost a game against Traders Point, picked up again against Rushville. That game is at home. We'll have that game right here on the networks of Indiana SRN.
Excited to bring you Covenant Christian football all season long here this fall in what has been an odd 2020 to say the least. Football in action here in the state of Indiana. We mentioned in the pregame the Hoosier State just one of 12 across the United States to have high school football being played currently. You mentioned in the pregame as well, Keith, that a few schools here across the Hoosier State have opted out and decided not to have a season. The IHSA has left it up to the individual schools to make those calls. And if athletic directors, superintendents, things of that nature, people in those positions, if they don't feel it's safe to play football, they're simply not going to strap it up. But Covenant Christian strapping things up here in week number 1, and they have looked the part of a team that's destined for big things here in 2020. There's a deep pass by Nardi. It falls incomplete, and that was Flat who threw it out. That was to senior Adrian Terry, looking for the trifecta of touchdown receptions. But now you've got 3rd and long coming up. Really their first 3rd and long of the day. They've had first downs galore. Anytime they do get to 2nd down, it seems like they pick it up no problem. We'll see if they can convert their first 3rd down chance.
Have a timeout by Jennings County. While we have that timeout, we'd like to remind you that Indiana SRN would like to welcome you to Behind the Stripes, a weekly show every Friday night on Indiana SRN. You also can catch that same show on Monday on demand on Indiana SRN. Don't forget also to join us for the Warrior Weekly Show on Coach Dan Giegel. That is on the Covenant Christian Warrior webpage. Check that out. That's every Monday afternoon, and then it will be on the webpage throughout the week. So join us as we will have you covered by Warrior football all year long. Indiana SRN, where you're always at the game.
Well, I would think on that upcoming Monday show, he's going to have some good things to say, Keith. He's going to be happy with his football team. We're just a quarter into the season opener for both of these teams. The Panthers and Warriors squaring off at Zionsville Middle School West.
Look at these managers. Managers has the mask on. They have the water jugs in a container. Very interesting how we're dealing with this pandemic.
Well, do you think they're taking hand sanitizer out too?
You
you're taking the water and I'm taking the hand sanitizer.
You bet.
Got trips formation to the right, one receiver to the left. Tony Flatt, a sophomore backup quarterback in shotgun. They're going to run it to the right side, and they are going to come up short, so it'll be fourth in about, we'll call it 5, maybe 6 yards. See where the referee spots the football. They didn't get much of anything there, so it's going to be fourth and even longer than that, 7 or 8 yards to go for the Warriors.
That'll bring up fourth down for the Warriors.
So senior quarterback Austin Frazier, he's already getting a breather on the sideline as he led his offense to 4 touchdowns in the opening quarter. And Dan Giedel, he said, okay, Austin, that's enough.
Yeah.
Let's give someone else a chance.
Let's not get you hurt.
So Flatt in shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right, a tailback to his right as well, and Micah Wilson. He'll take the shotgun snap. He's going to fire it deep towards the end zone. That's headed towards the left pylon.
Oh, he got it.
Did he catch that or did it fall incomplete? Going off crowd reaction, football's on the ground, and that will be incomplete. So Covenant Christian comes up empty. They started a drive again in plus territory, but they did not put points on the board this time. So they'll turn it over on downs.
Jennings County will take over on their own 27-yard line. First down, Panthers.
Panthers football from their own 27. Peyton Hayden trying to put some points on the board for this Jennings County team with just 3 seniors on the offensive side of the football. And we've got another timeout on the field. It looks like Covenant Christian called that one. We'll take one as well. It's 30-0. Or you're watching Warriors football powered on Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? Or by working his way up the corporate ladder? By changing his diet? Or by changing his style? By traveling the world? Or by staying perfectly still? For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
Early action here in the second quarter on Indiana SRN. Covenant Christian up by 30 right now against Jennings County. The Panthers with the football, looking to put some points on the board. Peyton Hayden, their quarterback in shotgun, just threw an incomplete pass as we came back from our commercial break. He'll take the shotgun snap and hand it off up the middle this time. And they'll pick up 2 yards there, so 3rd and long upcoming. That was senior Dakota Beasley with the carry. They'll give him 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7. Covenant Christian defense has been suffocating to say the least. The Flatt brothers all over the field. Secondary led by 4 seniors. They'll try and get a stop here. That's passed out to the near sideline over the head of the intended receiver. That one headed out towards Enrique Jimenez, but he can't corral the Hayden High throw. And another 4th down upcoming for Jennings County. It looks like Jennings County is going to go for it, down by 30. Again, we are just minutes into the second quarter, but they go with 4 wide receivers in this formation. Hayden, the low shotgun snap towards his knees. He's going to pump fake and now try and take off and pick it up himself, and he is going to get a 1st down, I believe, for Jennings County. He does, so he scrambles on 4th and 7, calls his own number, takes off, and picks up the first Panthers 1st down tonight.
And if you're over on that sideline, you're pretty happy with that. You see the enthusiasm as their players are moving down the field. Maybe that's the spark they need.
Hayden is an athletic quarterback, was a receiver a year ago with over 200 reception yards. And he had a number of carries as well, whether he was the backup quarterback getting those carries or getting it on reverses and such. He had 21 carries for 70 yards a year ago.
There's another good catch.
That's a deep pass down the middle, and Marksberry with the reception. But is this one coming back?
Going to call it incomplete.
Either incomplete or we got a penalty.
Holding. That hurts you.
That does hurt you. When your offense is already struggling to move the football, and you have back-to-back plays, your 2 biggest gainers of the night. A scramble on 4th and 7 by Peyton Hayden to pick up 15. And then a pass that got him down to the Covenant Christian 30, but it's called back because of holding. So now it's 1st and 20.
Fumble.
A draw series, and did Hayden just cough up the football? He did. Who came away with it? And it is going to be Covenant Christian football. So Hayden with his 2nd fumble of the game. And again, things snowball quickly for this Jennings County team. They had 2 positive plays. The second one, their biggest completion of the night, comes back by way of penalty. The very next play, Hayden coughs up the football. And Covenant Christian jumps on it. So both teams now with 2 fumble recoveries here, and we're about a quarter and a half into this ball game.
It just looks like first games, you know. It's just typical first game other than the 30 unanswered points that Covenant Christian has scored.
Yeah, and if you're in a situation like Jennings County, obviously you don't like what's going on the scoreboard, but those are fixable mistakes.
Sure they are.
That you take away from this game. Don't worry about the points. Don't worry about how lopsided this thing has gotten, as there's a deep pass, and it's gotten worse if you're a Jennings County Panther football fan, as Covenant Christian goes deep. I think that was – is that Adrian Terry again? Might have been B.J. Lomax. That was Lomax, number 15, so he had 3 TDs a year ago. Gets his first of the night, and the Warriors extend their lead. It is all Covenant Christian right now.
Wide open.
Yeah, he got behind the safety, and that's lights out. There is a ton of speed on this Warriors offense. And they are turning this into a track meet, a one-sided track meet, if you will. Jackson Brew knocks a PAT through, and it is 37-zip.
His leg's going to be exhausted by the time he gets done tonight, possibly.
Usually kids are icing up their arms and things of that nature. He better ice his knees.
No kidding.
All right, we'll step aside. It's all Covenant Christian tonight here on Indiana SRN. 37-0. You're watching Warriors football powered by Indiana SRN.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
So, Shane, do you have Indiana SRN YouTube channel on your network?
I do. I certainly do.
We hope that you subscribe to YouTube. I know we have it. Ben Wood has YouTube, and I think even Chance, who doesn't even like sports, has Indiana SRN on there. We want to thank Chance for being in the studio today, as he's our backup producer, and he's texting everybody, and he's working real hard to get behind the scenes to try to get this technical difficulty taken care of, folks. And it's something. Sometimes when the internet works, it works great. When it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't.
We got the easy job. We can just talk. We're not IT people, so that's why they give us the mics, and we just let these guys figure it out. I have seen Ben Wood with the mic, however. He did a little side mat, if you will, for some, I think that was a regional wrestling this past winter. He did a great job catching up with some champions in that action.
Well, he's a big WWE fan.
So he knows what's going on.
Yeah, oh yeah. In fact, he was in a cage match once. It was it was amazing. His girlfriend was his tag team partner. They won the WWC title.
Really?
Yeah. They beat Sean Craw and his wife in a women cage match. It was awesome.
Was this an all Indiana SRN?
I think it was in my dream. I think it was in my dream.
I was going to say. 37-0 Warriors here.
You know, Ben's getting married soon.
Yeah? Well, congrats to him. Is he going with the 2020 wedding?
Who knows? I'm trying to help his girlfriend out so he can propose. You know?
Jennings County football. I think they picked up a first down there. Ball headed over to the far sideline. This game taking place at Zionsville Middle School West. It is a first down for the Panthers. Their second of the night. Peyton Hayden in shotgun. He'll take the snap. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. And did that ball get on the ground? It's going to be a loss of 2 or 3 yards for Jennings County. Say a loss of 2. It'll be second down and 11. Or 12, 13. That's what our yardage marker has for us. Trips right for Jennings County. Hayden's going to keep it himself on this draw. He's going to take off on the left side, and he's got a first down down the far sideline again. So 2 big rushing gains tonight for Peyton Hayden. He picked up their first down when it was 4th and 7. Had a gain of 15. That one goes for about 35 yards.
Timeout, Covenant.
And now you've got a timeout for Covenant Christian. So they'll burn up a timeout of their own. It is 37-zip Warriors, but their defense showing a little vulnerability here in the second quarter as Peyton Hayden with a big gainer. We're going to step aside. You're watching Warrior football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
We come out of a Covenant Christian timeout. First down for Jennings County. Peyton Hayne with a long carry of 35 yards. As the Panthers in plus territory, they're looking for their first points of the 2020 campaign. Hayden's in shotgun. He's got 3 receivers split out. Tailback and sophomore Michael Haynes to his right. And we've got another first down. That one was carried by Dakota Beasley. They'll run it again that time, but he gets tripped up.
How about this score? Cathedral 29, Westfield 7 with 4:55 to play first half. And how about this? Mount Vernon, the Marauders 28, North Noblesville 7. That is a huge upset in the making.
28-7. They are
with 20.6 left in the second half.
In the second quarter.
Yeah. A lot of points tonight.
That is a lot of scoring. We've got a flag thrown in. I think the ball's on the ground. Thought I heard the crowd.
That came all the way from
fumble.
That came from all the way from the back judge.
We've got a hold against Jennings County. So they had it down in the red zone for the first time offensively, but that penalty is going to knock them back outside of the 20. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot. And now you've got second and very long.
You know, you get all these positive things that's going on, and then you shoot yourself right in the foot with the penalties.
Colton Ross flanks the trips right. One receiver to Peyton Haynes' left. And he throws it out to the receiver on the left side. Fights for yardage. That's Cole Marksberry, the solo sophomore receiver who was split out on the left side. He gets 6 yards back, but it's now 3rd and long. Make it 3rd and 13.
These are 4-down territories right here, Shane.
Hayden takes the shotgun snap. He's going to roll to his right. Looks that way and going off the crowd noise. It sounds like it fell incomplete. Well, they're going to say complete. Colton Ross with the catch. But nowhere near the first down chain. You mentioned 4-down territory. It has to be if you're Jennings County. Four receivers set. It's been a common formation for the Panthers here in the first quarter and a half. Hayden drops back. He's going to scramble now and try and pick it up himself. He gets tripped up.
Fumble.
And the ball's on the ground again, one way or another. He is not going to get enough for the first down. And Covenant Christian takes over with another defensive stop. For the first time tonight, however, for Covenant Christian, they are starting deep in their own territory. They're back around the 12-yard line. But they lead it by a plenty. 37-zip Warriors. 3 receivers set for Covenant Christian. Tony Flatt in shotgun as the quarterback. Receiver goes in motion, and now we've got a flag and a pre-snap penalty. They're going to walk it forward 5 yards, so you've got offsides on Jennings County. So that gets Covenant Christian off their own goal line. It's now first and a manageable 5. Shotgun snap to Flat. He'll hand it off up the middle. They'll bounce it out to the left. That's going to be a first down and some more. Up here on the near sideline is Alex Coleman, who gets run out of bounds, but not before a big gain. That ball was on the 17-yard line. And on the 17, they get it out to the 37, so give Coleman 20 yards there on 1st and 5. The Warriors going to try and pile on a little more yardage and maybe some more points to what is a massive first half lead. Flat in shotgun, 3 receiver formation. There's the snap. It's a low snap.
Good catch by Trey Flat.
That one goes to Trey Flat. You had Frazier back at quarterback, so they're doing a little changing of the guards from the quarterback position.
Well, you know his brother wasn't going to throw it the ball. Come on. You throw your ball to your brother?
A younger brother especially. He's not throwing balls to his older brother.
That's exactly
He's
right.
looking the other way immediately.
Sorry, bro. Didn't
Usually
see you.
With a quarterback, they say go through your progressions. He's doing the one where it's, oh, there's my brother, so we're just going to move on.
Yes, exactly.
It's not really a progression. He knows
That's right.
where not to look. You've got Frazier back in at quarterback now after he sat out a couple of series, giving way to sophomore Tony Flat. He's in shotgun. He'll hand off to Coleman, who slips a couple of tacklers. Ball's on the ground again, and there's another recovery for Jennings County. Make that 3 first-half fumbles. So as lopsided as this score is, it's been all Covenant Christian offensively with 37 points on the board, but one thing head coach Dan Guido is going to take away from this,
Turnovers.
hang on to the football.
Yep. Look how he carried the football. Carried it like a milk jug. Don't want to do that. Oh.
So that ball gets poked out. That is 5 first-half fumbles that I think have been recovered by the defense every single time. Sometimes the offense can fall on it. Hasn't been the case so far tonight.
Just might be a record.
Panthers looking for some points here in the first half. Hayden, the quarterback. Mark Sperry split out to his right. Just 3 seniors on this offense. When we read through their team preview before we came on air, an inexperienced offense was the main concern for head coach Justin Sharp.
Second down.
And the way he diagnosed his team is pretty accurate.
Second and about 8.
Hayden takes the snap. He hands off to Beasley, who picks up positive yardage. It's going to be 3rd and short now as they approach midfield. Beasley gets a couple. It's 3rd and 4 for the visiting Panthers.
Timeout. Covenant.
And I think Covenant just used up their 3rd and final first half timeout. We'll take another timeout as well. 37-0 Covenant Christian. You're watching Warriors football, powered on Indiana SRN.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers. Located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Hey, Ben Wood recommends that you log on to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Then when you're there, hit the little red button. You'll never miss a game. And if you hit the bell, you'll get a notification whenever we're on the air. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. 1 minute to play, second quarter. You see the score right there at 37-0. Halftime coming your way. We'll have the scoreboard show and a lot more in store for you. So stick around for us right here on Indiana SRN.
Thank you very much, Keith, for that update. I'm looking forward to you going through some halftime scores. It's been a active offensive first half for Covenant Christian. 37 points on the board, 5 touchdowns and a safety for good measure. They got their safety, not really defensively, I guess on that side of the ball, but the snap went over the punter's head, and he could do nothing but fall on it in the end zone to prevent what would have been a special team score. So he gave the Warriors 2 points instead of 6 or 7. But regardless, Covenant Christian, they have not missed a beat. Their offense is clicking. Their defense is suffocating. Special teams, Jackson Brew, outside of his 5 perfect PAT attempts, he's knocked 3 kickoffs into the end zone as touchbacks. So he's shown off the strength in his right leg. And again, it has been all Warriors here in week number 1. We're down under a minute here in the second quarter. It looks like they maybe just kneeled it out. Believe they did. They're going to take a knee to get us into halftime. They had 30 points in their first 12 minutes. They tack on 7 more in quarter number 2. A long touchdown thrown to senior B.J. Lomax, his first score of the night. Adrian Terry has a pair of receiving touchdowns. And halfback Micah Wilson has a long touchdown run and a long touchdown reception. 5 touchdowns in the first 24 minutes for Covenant Christian. We'll be back with a halftime show. You're watching Warriors football, powered on Indiana SRN.
Today's games brought to you by Shin Technology Service Corporation. Technology is about humans and not about machines. Dave and his crew has provided 27 years of software needs. Give them a call. Shin Technology Service Corporation. You may reach him by phone at 317-545-3650 or shintechnology.com. For more information, contact Dave, 317-545-3650.
Go.
In this seat, the pressure is high. And for this season, this is your seat. The National Federation of State High School Associations would like to thank you for supporting your child in learning positive, lifelong lessons by participating in interscholastic activities. As a parent, there are many feelings and emotions that you will experience during your students' participation in interscholastic activities. While watching your student participate, you can experience the entire emotional spectrum, from sheer joy to utter disappointment. At the same time, for students who are motivated to be part of a team, it can be an enjoyable and rewarding experience for everyone. Sitting in the parent seat requires thought and discipline. It is not an easy seat. The parent seat is a place where you and your student want to create enjoyable memories, not experiences filled with inappropriate language or unsporting behavior. The one who suffers most from these experiences is your child. Negative parent behaviors can be embarrassing to your student and damaging to your relationship as their biggest fan. This is the last thing you want. Here are 10 suggestions to help you with the emotions that arise in the parent seat. 1. Develop an awareness. Recognizing that you may be part of the problem in the stands is the first step to addressing it. This in itself can be challenging, as typically you are the last one to know if you are part of the problem. 2. Understand the benefits. Recognize the benefits that participation in interscholastic activities provides your student. Interscholastic activities provide a platform that promotes fitness, the opportunity to be part of a team and community, can improve your students' confidence, and provides an opportunity to learn new skills and improve current skills. 3. Embrace the growth and development of your student. By participating in activities, your student will have many opportunities to learn life lessons that will help him or her as they transition into adulthood. Taking a hands-off approach at times can be difficult for parents, but also rewarding for both the student and the parent. It can allow the student to gain confidence and independence to deal with their own obstacles. And many times, this independence can be one of the most important challenges to strengthening trust in your relationship. Knowing that your student is struggling can bring some comfort because it is evidence that your student is on a path to adulthood. 4. Visualize yourself as a respectful spectator. Many studies indicate that the number one reason kids participate in sports and activities is to have fun. Please keep that top of mind and in perspective throughout the school year. Emphasize to your student that they should enjoy the experience and, above all, have fun. Understanding and communicating this perspective can provide balance and support when it is needed the most and ensure a fun and enjoyable interscholastic experience. 7. Take a break. If your emotions begin to escalate while in the stands, a brief timeout may help you reset your emotions. It could be as simple as taking a restroom break, a trip to the concession stand, or a short walk. 8. The 24-hour rule. If you ever feel compelled to confront a coach, take some time to collect your thoughts and allow your emotions to settle before you do. If after 24 hours you still feel compelled to address an issue, call and schedule an appointment. 9. Be responsible. Be responsible in your decision making. You are a role model, and it is important to understand that not only is your child watching you, but so are other participating students. Be aware and set a good example for all of the young people in attendance. 10. Support your student. There are a lot of ways to let your student know that you are a supportive parent. Tell them that you love watching them participate, or how proud you are of the sacrifices they make to be part of a team. Once again, focus on the fun. Be a good listener when your student needs you. Supporting them and understanding their feelings, hopes, and dreams can help you build on your trusting and loving relationship. Be aware that you will experience many emotions while sitting in the parent seat. Realizing there are challenges that come with the territory is an important step in supporting your students' participation in interscholastic activities. Students learn so much from their experiences that only activities can uniquely provide. You want your student to enjoy being part of a team and community without having to worry about what you may say or do in the stands. When your student looks back on their high school experience, what do you want them to remember? The experience should be enjoyable for you, beneficial for your student, and hopefully provides an opportunity to build a closer bond with your child. That opportunity begins now in the parent seat.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Welcome back at halftime. It is Covenant Christian 37, Jennings County 0 on the Game of the Week on Warrior TV, powered by Indiana SRN. Let's take a look at some halftime scores for you. Frontier and Attica. Frontier leads 26-18. Shenandoah and Cecina is at halftime. It is 13-6. Mount Vernon and Noblesville 28-7. And other scores for you in the state. Delta leads Benton Central 7-0. Western Boone and Sheridan. Sheridan leads 13-7. Heritage Hills and is in the lead 7-0. And Leo leads Woodland 44-0. Tri-Central leads Frankton 12-0. Centerville leads Linton the Golden Eagles 48-0. Zionsville and Pike leads 6-3. A lot of action tonight on Indiana SRN and around the state. At halftime, Westell leads Blackford 14-7. Union leads Tri-Central 13-12. Central Noble leads West Noble 13-7. Pioneer 14-0 over Lotus Cass. Hamilton Southeastern 14-0 over Orange Central. Caston leads West Central 20-0. Bloomington North leads Greenwood 23-14. Wawa C leads Lakeland 28-0. Mooresville 35, Lebanon 14. South Portland 71, Cloverdale 0. That is at halftime. 71-0, that's correct. Attica and Frontier, as we mentioned, Frontier leads 26-18, and Carmel and Plainfield, Carmel leads 21-0. We'll have the second half for you when we come back. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
Just a couple of minutes away from second half action here in week 1 of the 2020 IHSAA football season. Shane Ryder alongside my partner Keith Myers. Our executive producer, Jerry Collins. Directing here in our Indiana SRN studios is Ben Wood. And out as our lone cameraman this evening, Brandon Kroll with his first football assignment. The first half, Keith, we've got a couple of minutes before we kick off quarter number 3. 2 words, all Warriors.
Yeah, very good first half scoring-wise, but coaches will be able to pick. The 4 turnovers, big pick. Lack of getting some key first downs maybe would be a little bit on his radar, but all in all, a very good first half for Covenant Christian. If you're Jennings County, you know, the program is fairly new. They're still trying to get established. Second-year coach. You can tell the bits of their offense, what he wants them to do, just the execution is still not there yet, but that will come with time. So I look with the running clock that we will have in the second half. If you're Covenant Christian, you don't want to get anybody hurt. And definitely, if you're here to Jennings County, you got to play week 2 as well. You just don't want anybody to get hurt until get unscathed and get out of Dodge, so to speak.
Get out of Zionsville Middle School West healthy, so to speak. As you see Jennings County enter from the east end zone, I believe. They're going to jog across the field to the far sideline.
You know, you look at the camera shot, and it looks like we have a halfway decent crowd tonight, which is very impressive, which is nice. Again, we apologize for some of the technical difficulties that we had. I do not know how to do that. That's why I'm not an IT person, but we have been told by our IT people that it is a internet connection, and we'll be working on that all week long to get that right for next week against the Rushville. I guarantee you that, folks. So please be patient with us. We apologize, but as we talk to our IT people, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and tonight it's sporadic by the most means.
This is just 2020 being on brand. It is just ever since March 11th or 12th or whatever day it was. I just go mid-March now. It's hard to believe we're only 5 or 6 months into this thing, but we are fortunate to have football back. I've mentioned it a couple of times tonight, but Indiana is just one of a dozen states across the entire country to have football being played. So be thankful for that. We're thankful that we can cover it and bring you Covenant Christian action here on Indiana SRN. And hopefully they can make a run at this thing deep into October and November. Covenant Christian storms onto the field now as well. They head to the near sideline. They had 5 first half touchdowns. The first 2 went to slot receiver and a senior in Adrian Terry. Then the next 2, they came in pairs for their first 4 scores. The next 2 went to senior tailback Micah Wilson. His first one was a 40-yard rushing touchdown. Then he caught a little swing pass out of the backfield from Austin Frazier, and he went the distance for over 60 yards to make it 30-zip Covenant Christian. That was their 4th and final touchdown in the first quarter. And then in quarter number 2, senior B.J. Lomax got in on the action and caught a deep ball from Tony Flatt, backup quarterback for Covenant Christian, through his first touchdown of the season. So Frazier with 3 TD passes, Flatt with 1, and then the rushing score for Micah Wilson. And that accounts for all 5 Covenant Christian touchdowns in the first 24 minutes of action. They got a safety as well. They led by 3 scores, and it was another 3-and-out scenario for Jennings County. And their snap from their own red zone sailed over the punter's head back into the end zone. It didn't sail out the back, so the punter had to run back, cover it up, take the safety, and give Covenant Christian 2 more points. That made it 23-zip before the Warriors added touchdowns number 4 and 5 of the first half. Covenant Christian 7-3 a year ago. Or 6-5 a year ago. I flipped the numbers around there. They went 6-5. It was Jennings County at 3-7 last year and losers of their last 4 after they were at the 500 mark. Go ahead, Keith.
We got a Lawrence North update. This game has gone back and forth. Avon has fumbled the ball, ready for this, 4 times. However, they recovered the ball 4 times. But the score, 48-27 at halftime, Lawrence North over Avon. Lawrence North is one of those schools, 6A schools, that could be very dominant in the MIC, as the MIC, I do believe, this year is going to be shaken up because of the virus, and I think the teams are very well balanced, as we saw Carmel is struggling against Plainfield a little bit tonight as well. As we look at the clock, we're about a minute and a half away. We're going to take our last break, and we'll have back the second half when we come back. You're watching Warrior Football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Hello.
Third quarter action just about underway. As Keith just gave you the update on Lawrence North, we just talked during that last 60-second commercial break. We had 5 first-half fumbles, Keith. Lawrence North had 8 fumbles.
Oh, man.
So whether it was teams not being able to meet during the summer,
well,
there are a lot of schools across the state that are going to say protect the rock.
It's just like our broadcast. It's the first game of the year. Got some internet connections. It's not Ben's fault. Ben's trying to take the hit, but it's not Ben's fault. And we'll get back. And trust me, folks, we'll get better. I promise you. We have good football coverage for you from top to bottom. Just be patient with this. As Shane, you put it right. It's just a 2020.
Just another notch on the belt.
Notch on the belt. I can't wait till January comes. Jerry Collins, our executive producer, walking back and forth. He's trying to figure things out. I mean, positive thing, we're in our studio, and everybody's safe, and we're hoping everybody stays safe that we can play week 2. Amen?
You betcha.
You betcha. How about Mount Vernon putting it on
Noblesville, is that right?
35-7. And getting ready to score again.
What class do both of those schools fall in?
Mount Vernon
probably
is a 4A.
Are they 4A?
And Noblesville is a 6A school. A lot of teams playing up this year.
Yeah, you've got teams playing up, and Mount Vernon, in their case, having no trouble with the larger school in Noblesville High School. And Covenant Christian doing the same to Jennings County. Covenant Christian just a 1A school in their 7th year of football, looking for a 5th consecutive winning season. But they're hoping for much more, and they have looked quite strong here in the first 2 quarters. Another deep kickoff by Jackson Brew, and Jennings County starts quarter number 3 much like how the first half went. It's a short kickoff return. Can't quite get a number, but they don't get it back to the 10-yard line. They are going to spot it at the 10-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Panthers. Peyton Hayden's going to try and get some sort of offense going. He had a couple of long runs, had a deep pass over the middle to Colton Marksberry that was called back as well. It's just been tough sledding for the Panthers here tonight at Zionsville Middle School West. They'll start the third quarter with a draw up the middle. That one goes to Johnny Hefo, a 6'1", 195-pound sophomore running back. He gets some short yardage on first down. It'll be 2nd and 8. Hayden in shotgun, a wide receiver a year ago for the Panthers. quite a lot on defense as well. He'll fake the handoff to Cole Ross and take it himself. Gets vertical up the middle. And it appears Peyton Hayden has himself a first down. He does, so make that the third first down of the night for the Panthers as they run their hurry-up offense down big.
Be nice if I turned on my microphone. Covenant Christian will probably be playing second deep here, I think, in probably the second half. Try to keep everything nice and safe.
Another low snap. Peyton digs it out. And Peyton Hayden picks up positive yardage despite the low snap from Zayden Patton. And they are quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Down lineman gets set. 2 receiver formation, 1 to each side. They'll run a little reverse action there to Cole Ross, but he slips on the wet grass and maybe fought back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to spot it at the line of scrimmage, so 3rd down and 8 now for Jennings County. Austin Wells flanks out to the left. Colton Ross at the bottom of your screen. And Hayden in shotgun. He'll fake the handoff to Ross. He's going to take it himself. Doesn't look like much running room, and he is short of the line to gain. So 4th down. Hayden picked up a first down to reset the chains, but unable to move it for a second time. And we'll see what Justin Sharp, the head coach for Jennings County, has in mind. It looks like he's going to punt this one away.
Looks like we got a flag on the play there.
Got a flag thrown in.
They waved it off there.
Casey Brooks is going to punt things, and now it looks like we've got a timeout for Jennings County. It is a timeout. So Casey Brooks was back to punt things away for the Panthers, but they'll take a 95-second break. We'll take one as well. You're watching Warriors football powered by Indiana SRN.
Our family has been very happy working with Wallflower Pictures,
because they make sure that I get the acting skills that I need in this industry and the education that I need.
Wallflower Pictures supports UV's journey in the industry. They're very passionate about his growth, and they're very professional and attentive to our needs.
And I truly believe in the projects I've worked on, like For the Boys and The Walk.
We love working with Wallflower Pictures.
We have YouTube. Check out YouTube on Indiana SRN. Click on subscribe and check us out with all of our replay games. And you can see even live games on YouTube.
Casey Brooks to punt things away. Did they get another safety there? Don't tell me we got a second safety.
I do believe we got a second safety.
It's either down inside the 5-yard line or a safety. It is a safety. So make that 2 safeties for Covenant Christian. I think that was another high snap that went into the end zone. Casey Brooks, much like his teammate Ian Sawyer, had to just run back and fall on it and then get touchdown while he was laying in the end zone. So 2 more points for the Warriors makes it 39-zip. As we got our clock back in action here on our ticker at the bottom of the screen.
Here's an update for you. Cathedral 36, Westfield 14. They're in the third quarter. And Mount Vernon is just laying it on at 42-7 over Noblesville.
So Mount Vernon and Cathedral looking good here in week 1. Covenant Christian doing the same. 39 points, 30 in the first 12 minutes And now their kickoff return's going to head out on the field. It'll be another punt, however, because of the safety. So Casey Brooks going to try and put his right leg into it. It's a high kick that heads down to the 30-yard line or so. And now we've got down the sideline. Is that Micah Wilson or B.J. Lomax? We've got a flag thrown in there near the 10-yard line. We'll have to see if that one gets called back. It was Adrian Terry looking for his third score of the night.
It looks like we might have a block in the back against. Oh, did they signal
touchdown?
See what we have here.
Well, they just pointed back at Covenant Christian. Block in the back. So a block in the back is Terry may not have needed that block. If we watched that play unfold, it looked like he was going to take it the distance.
My coach used to tell me at Howe High School, if you see the numbers in the back,
don't touch him.
Don't hit him. Trip him, but don't hit him.
Well, now it's tricky because you got numbers on the front, too.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I used to play tackle and a guard. I guarded the water and tackled people right next to
Who got close to him?
Yeah, buddy. Managers hated me because I used to tackle them real easy. They were easy to get down.
Looks like Frazier's going to start with the ball on the Jennings County 10-yard line. 4-receiver formation. He's going to hand it off as they try and sweep it out to the left. Maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Folks, we're not the only person that having problems. Noblesville is having problems with their streaming as well, and so is Cathedral. So it may be in the
Maybe
air
it's
tonight.
Statewide. We're about midway through the third quarter now. Looks like it was a gain of, is that a gain or a loss? I'm trying to see the goal line. Looks like a 4-yard gain.
Our director's doing a good job
That
helping
is.
us out.
He's helping us out.
I'll tell you what.
Alex Coleman to the left of Frazier. Stands up, a tailback to either side. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They'll run it again. That one looks like Frazier kept it himself. And they'll make that Coleman, who did get the handoff. 1-yard pickup. Makes it 3rd down and 5 for the Warriors. So they can pick up a first down here to try and reset the chains, get themselves a 1st and goal situation. Got Lomax and Jay Wright, a senior, flanked to the right of Frazier. Jackson Brew to the left, who's done all the kicking tonight for the Warriors, and he has done plenty of it. They'll hand it off this time up the middle, and that is going to be a touchdown. I think that was number 17. We'll wait and it was 17. That's Trey Flatt. So we talked about everything he can do defensively, but oh, by the way, he can carry the football as well. 9 touchdowns a year ago, 6 on the ground, 3 through the air. He had 23 receptions a year ago and ran for over 230 yards on the ground. And he gets his first touchdown of the night. Jackson Brew's PAT attempt is up and no good for the first time tonight. So Covenant Christian will be stuck on 45. But the good news, their opponent on the other sideline, Jennings County, with a goose egg so far tonight. It has been all Warriors. Give them 6 touchdowns and a couple of safeties for good measure. You're watching Warriors football, powered on Indiana SRN.
How does a good man become even better? By working out? or by working his way up the corporate ladder. By changing his diet, or by changing his style. By traveling the world, or by staying perfectly still. For 300 years, we've helped good men become the best versions of themselves through a dedicated fraternity and by taking an oath to live a life of integrity, service, and brotherly love. Men who are as committed to each other and their families as they are to our noble cause. In the end, we don't just make men better, we make them Masons. Not just a man, a Mason.
He kicked another one in the end zone.
Jackson Brew, he missed a PAT and took out his anger on the football there. Punched his 4th touchback into the end zone. Continuous clock in effect. The rule there, 35-plus point lead for one team. Puts the clock in continuous motion when the second half begins. So we were there for a bit midway through the second quarter, but we got there coming out of the halftime break, and Covenant Christian has tacked on 8 more points. A safety that made it 39-0, and now a touchdown run by Trey Flatt, senior halfback for Covenant Christian, makes it 45-zip.
Next week, the Warriors will take on Rushville. Your schedule says Traders Point, but Traders Point, due to the virus, cannot play. So the game will be played at Zionsville Middle School West on Friday night.
Do you know what the situation was with Traders Point? Was it a player or staff member, or do they not make that information public?
They don't reveal that to the press, and I would agree with that philosophy.
Yeah, definitely. We're not quite on the professional athlete level where they come out and say it themselves that I tested positive.
Yeah, that's right.
So we are at the 4:31 mark of quarter number 3. Jennings County, they've had it in plus territory 2 times tonight. One time down inside the red zone of Covenant Christian. But a penalty to start this one makes it 1st and 15 from the 15. Peyton Hayden keeps it himself. Gets a gain of 1.
This is when you put every single person in, and even if you can get your managers dressed, this is where you put your managers in the game.
That's how movies are made, Keith.
You know, I will tell you, true story. We put a manager in one of our basketball games when I coached at Horizon. A girl was really working hard all year long, and we gave her a uniform on senior night. She was a senior, and with 19 seconds left in the game, we put her in the game, and you'd think she was the biggest hero because all she did was dance on the floor.
Yep.
She was thrown to death. Got her varsity letter, actually, because of that.
That's cool.
Nice thing to do. Coaches are pretty cool people.
Peyton Hayden just headed over to the far sideline. So there's one thing Jennings County cannot leave this game with is without their quarterback.
Yes.
We cannot afford to lose him going into week 2. He's had a number of carries tonight, really a couple of big runs that have accounted for most, if not all, of the Panthers' offense. They've struggled to complete passes, in part due to execution and timing, but you have to give this Covenant Christian defense a ton of credit as well. We knew coming in it would be tough for Jennings County to move the football. 7 seniors on the defensive side of things for the Warriors. 10 starters returning overall on both sides of the football. And when you bring back that much experience, on top of the numbers that they've grown into the program, I mean, when you're having the success over it's sustained too. It's not just that last year was a 1-year blip that they went 6-5. It's 4 years running that they've had a winning program. And players and kids that are walking the hallways at Covenant Christian High School are thinking, I want to put on a football uniform.
Yep, and they have not had a losing season in all 7 years that they played. So pretty impressive.
That'll result in a first down for Jennings County.
Offsides against Covenant Christian. Maybe that's another mistake that they've made, but not many except some fumbles.
Well, you can, about count them on one hand. 3 fumbles. There was a defensive penalty that gave Jennings County a first down. Now we might have a pre-snap penalty on Jennings County. Wait until our feed kicks back in here again. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we've had to deal with, but you as the viewer have had to endure as well. But we'll clean it up. It's week 1. We've got at least 8 more weeks, 9 weeks, hopefully 10 or 11, covering Covenant Christian High School football. There's a handoff up the middle and a tackle around the ankles. I believe that was number 12 on the Covenant Christian defensive side. That's sophomore Tony Flatt. He threw a long touchdown earlier tonight to B.J. Lomax. Flatt, the younger brother of Trey Flatt.
You know, Tony's a good story. Tony tore his knee up during basketball season, was on crutches, and he really wanted to get back to this football season, and has done a nice job rehab-wise to get that nice and healthy. Got a timeout, Jennings County.
So Jennings County burns up their second timeout here in the third quarter. We're going to take a timeout with them. Covenant Christian leads the Panthers 45-0. You're watching Warriors football powered by Indiana SRN.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube on Indiana SRN. Check out all the games. Never miss a game or never miss an upcoming game. Indiana SRN and YouTube.
Second down and long for Jennings County. That was Keith Myers with your YouTube spot. Shane Ryder alongside him in our Indiana SRN studios on the northeast side of Indianapolis. We've got 3 television broadcasts here on Indiana SRN taking place in these studios tonight. So pass is flipped out to the left, but it's incomplete, and third down and long coming up now for the Panthers. Looks like number 12 is the replacement for Peyton Hayden. They put Dakota Beasley at quarterback. They did. So Dakota Beasley, who was listed as one of 2 starting tailbacks for the Panthers, has now been assigned quarterback duties with his team down big. There's a pick, and they're going the other way. That looks like that B.J. Lomax trying to get a number there for you. Oh, that's Nardi. Brad Nardi.
They just have everybody
with the
in
score.
it.
So now they've got 4 points thanks to special teams and their punt coverage unit. 6 offensive touchdowns and now a defensive touchdown. Makes it 51-0 as we get close to the end of quarter number 3.
And you know, you tell your kids, you cannot tell your kids not to score. You can't tell your kids not to do any of that. They got to do what you have to do.
It's instinct, yeah. It's what you've practiced. You haven't practiced to two-hand touch kids. You haven't practiced to step out of bounds or lay down when you get a handoff. PAT from Jackson Bruce up through the uprights. He's 6 of 7 tonight. And Covenant Christian Well, they piled on a little bit more. It's 52-0. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Warriors football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Life Centers offers love and compassion to all women and men who come through our 8 centers. The goal of this love and compassion is that we would not only save babies from abortion, but also transform lives and create families. The forms of this love and compassion are our services. All of our services are offered free of charge to our clients. To learn more about Life Centers, contact us at lifecenters.com or call us at 317-280-2635. Life Centers. We choose compassion.
Welcome back, everybody. Just don't forget that Indiana SRN has lots of games for you in store all season long. Let's take a look at our calendar for this week. Starting tomorrow on the 22nd, Guerin Catholic soccer for you as Carmel takes on the Guerin Catholic girls. I tell you what, that should be a great match. On Tuesday, we have volleyball for you, Mount Vernon at Guerin, Heritage Christian at Cecina. Thursday, we have another soccer game for you. Fishers and Guerin Catholic, and Buff and Heritage Christian football. More to come after this.
Another deep kickoff by Jackson Brew. That one bounces into the end zone. Didn't get it on the fly, but Jennings County wanted nothing to do with it. It hit around the 5 and trickled across the goal line.
Finish up our schedule next Friday. Covenant Christian taking on Rushville. Heritage Christian at Shenandoah. That is a Saturday night game now. Southport and Prairie Riding, the batter of the Birds, next Friday night. Guerin Catholic will take on Decatur Central, and Mount Vernon and Richmond, and Frontier takes on a very good North White team, all on Indiana SRN. A total of 14 games on the broadcast all next week.
Keith, I got to ask you, how do you keep all of those assignments straight? You've got, 1, 2, 3. You've got volleyball, soccer, and football mixed into the calendar. Does that drive you a little crazy?
Just look at my calendar. There's a lot of red.
You don't have much free time.
It's a full-time job.
Yes, it is. We've got Dakota Beasley as the backup quarterback. Actually, I think Hayden's back in. That's a good sign for Jennings County. Hayden's number 22. Beasley's number 12.
That might be the last play of the third quarter.
I think you're right. I think Hayden's pass was deflected, and that's going to get us to the end of the third quarter. It was 37-0 at halftime. 2 touchdowns and another safety for Covenant Christian. They add to their lead. We go to quarter number 4, 52-zip. You're watching Warriors football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
Ah, my favorite patient. Ah, my favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
my favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
You want me to take YouTube, Keith?
No,
I'll take
fine.
YouTube.
Okay.
Hey, I got YouTube. You got YouTube?
I got YouTube.
We all got YouTube. It's been around for, 20 years? Maybe longer than that. It's like one of the first search engines you can have.
Yeah, one of the things Riley invented back in the day.
Yeah?
Yep. You know, Riley's getting married.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow. Everyone's getting married. You know, I am too, right?
I know, I
I'm
heard.
saving mine until 2021.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm waiting get this pandemic out of the way before we try and have a ceremony and reception. There's a long run for Jennings County, and they busted one. Peyton Hayden's back in the game. And he has a touchdown. Jennings County is on the board.
That does my heart good. I love it.
Get rid of that goose egg. Peyton Hayden has had a couple of long runs tonight. That one, no doubt, the longest of the evening. And for the first time tonight, the first time in 2020, Jennings County has themselves a touchdown.
Look at this run. I mean, he's got some burners. That's me running after him. That's
safety. That safety's quicker than you.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty cool. I like to see that.
So on the first play of the fourth quarter, Covenant Christian, their defense finally shows a little gap of weakness and gives up a long touchdown run to Peyton Hayden. He had one touchdown run a year ago, and he gets number 1 in his junior campaign. The PAT is no good. We'll step aside for 95 seconds. We'll be back with more Warriors football, powered by Indiana SRN.
Parents, do you like free food? Hike it on over to Prodigy Burger and Bar, where Monday is family night and kids eat free. Every day you can find daily specials featuring craft burgers, tacos, wings, and more. Prodigy is now playing the NFL Sunday Ticket on more than 25 TVs, so you won't miss a second of your favorite teams. Prodigy also caters, hosts private events, as well as dine and donates. Celebrate your school spirit with us at Prodigy Burger and Bar. More than just burgers, located in Clay Terrace in Carmel.
Let's watch this replay one more time. Shane. Here's the good. Here, look at the
he was at about
downfield.
the 20.
Yep.
So that's about an 80-yard touchdown, take or give or take.
I'd say 78.
78, rounded down.
Hey, at the Indianapolis Indians, do you know how to play golf?
I do know how to play golf. You know what's coming up there?
I heard they're going to do golf.
Yeah, but you don't have to know how to golf.
I know. That's why I'm going.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You can. Have you ever swung anything?
Oh yeah.
Like a pillow, that counts.
Okay.
A baseball bat.
Oh,
you came out.
I'm a baseball player.
You came out and watched during media day last year. You didn't step in the cage like Sean, but you knew better.
Yeah, I didn't want to get on the IR rank. Sean did. Can we tell that story on the air? I guess we could.
We definitely can.
Indianapolis Indians had a media day. They invited Indiana SRN to be part of that. And our crew, Sean Crawl, myself, I do believe Brent Young, we're the three.
Yeah, yep.
And Pastor Toby, and which is our pastor and our clergyman here in Indiana SRN. His daughter came out. And I sat behind the pitching rubber, retrieving balls, drinking Coke, and eating hot dogs all day.
Which you cannot beat. Like, that's the best position
it was
during media day.
I loved it.
It was hot.
It was
a warm day.
But you let me do that, so I kind of liked that. So I wanted to do that again this year, which we couldn't. But Sean got hurt because he swung at a ball and was black and blue for about a month, wasn't he?
Did he foul one off his leg, or what did he do?
Yep.
Which is hard to do when the machine's only throwing like
20
miles an hour,
yep.
30 miles an hour.
Yep.
We've got a timeout for Jennings County. We'll keep it here. So let's continue with that media day.
So then media day. So now
did that put him on the IR for Indiana SRN? Was he unable to just do anything?
He did not.
Literally shut down.
He did not work for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yep. So
did he get workers' comp for that?
Oh, no. Do we get paid for this? We get paid for this? So now golf is in the swing of things at the Victory Field, and if you want more information, I'm sure you can check out the website.
Yeah.
And there's a big Diamond Vision, is that right, now at the place?
Diamond Vision.
Not Diamond Vision, but do you guys have new scoreboards? Or?
Oh, we just shared something on our social media yesterday. We're teasing what was announced today, but if you're an Indiana Pacers fan, if you're tuned in, Pacers Heat, their first-round playoff series has not gone well so far. It's 0-2. The Heat lead that series, but it's a best of 7. Pacers got to win 4 out of 5. Game number 4, Monday night, August 24th. Victory Field, it's going to be on the video board.
There we go.
Buy tickets, come on out. Concessions, I know you like those.
Got to like the
sold.
popcorn.
You're sold right there. You don't
popcorn,
even have to be
nachos.
Yeah, popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, you name it, we got it.
And I know somebody that works there. Maybe my buddy would give me a couple of free tickets.
Yeah. We can arrange. Well, it doesn't have to be tickets; just be a credential.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Well, I got my credentials.
You can come on, interview people.
Yeah, I never got my baseball credential from the Indianapolis
Indians
because we never had a season.
We sent it out, and then we talked in the office should we send these? And then we just sat, and eventually got to why would we make them if there's no games?
Yep.
So
Well, it could have been in my souvenir box. But I will tell you,
that's a historic credential for a season that never happened.
And next season, though, you watch Indiana SRN with the Indianapolis Indians. It's going to be something big.
Yeah, you came out
4 times.
4 times last summer. We could ramp that up much more next year.
Yep.
So Covenant Christian with the football. Approaching the 8-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Continuous clock in effect. They've got their third-string quarterback in now. Is that a ball on the ground?
Caught the ball.
Say,
how about that? The freshman got a first completion of the night.
Well, that was number 2, but that's not Micah Wilson.
There is several
double
numbers.
I see. Yep, double number. That's Carter Bell. Third-string quarterback, and you're right, a freshman. So we are down to maybe not even the B squad in. We're down to the reserves of the reserves, if you say. But
how about
get these guys some experience?
How about 5'3" with a 6'2" running back? Gotta love it.
That does look. It's like that's just something you don't see on a varsity football field very often. Looks like he handed it off. Little draw action for Covenant Christian, but that will lose yardage on first down. And that was second down, rather. You've got third and very long now for Carter Bell, who's taking the snaps here in quarter number 4.
Avon making a game 48-34 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
That's Avon and
Lawrence North.
North.
Avon not going away.
Bell in shotgun, 3 receivers set. And we may have a pre-snap penalty. Right tackle moved. Not sure if it was the left defensive end that forced the offensive lineman to jump. I think it was encroachment. We'll see if they move this one forward. They do. They walk it up 5 yards, so it's offsides for Jennings County. But still third and very long. Three receiver formation. Shotgun set for Carter Bell, a freshman. He's going to look right, fire it out to the near sideline. And it looks like that one carried out of bounds, incomplete. So we'll have fourth down coming up for Covenant Christian. They will punt it away as our clock continues to wind.
Their first punt of the night.
That is their first punt of the night. Do you keep the A-team in here for punt? You have to.
You have to, just for
get
practice.
Experience, yeah.
Absolutely. Punt formation, covering.
I think it was number 10. So it's Brew, who is listed as a wide receiver, kicker, and safety, and they just didn't have enough room to put /P apparently for punter, but he does a little bit of everything.
His little sister was the star of the game of volleyball last night. She is very,
Jackson
very good.
Brew's younger sister?
Sarah Brew is flat out.
Look at this
pretty
punt.
Good.
Look at this punt.
He's running.
That's down inside the 10-yard line. They were punting from their own, were they on their 30? Just punted that ball. That's about a 60-yard punt. So the punt team works.
Yeah, I guess so.
Everything else has worked for Covenant Christian. Why win the punt team?
I can't wait to do Warrior Weekly.
Jennings County will take over after the punt on their own 10-yard line.
I'll go back 10 years ago. Gosh, it's been longer than 10 years ago. I was a 2009 graduate. Our special teams coach, he was passionate about special teams. I mean, you have to be.
Right.
Because I think in high school it's one or the other. Your special teams are either very crisp because you've got a coach that cares, or they fall on the other side and they're sloppy and they can be a mess.
Right.
He would yell on third down. It'd be third down for the offense, and he'd just be yelling punt team. He'd just be yelling it on the sidelines, like for anyone that was on the punt team to assemble on the sideline, because he was just assuming that we were going to need to punt. And he just screamed punt team. I can mimic it. I won't do it on air, but it was hilarious every time he yelled it. So all of us kids then we'd make fun of him during practice, but then he'd retaliate by making us do down and backs on the field or whatever. So he had the power over us. Couldn't make fun of him too much.
Jennings, 7-yard gain on that first play. This is where you just hope the 3 minutes go without any injuries.
I think they've got Peyton Hayden, their quarterback, back in the game. He's the one that had the long 78-yard touchdown run a little bit ago, and there he goes again. He gallops down the right sideline. He's got to outrun one defender, and he will do it again. Right on cue. 78 yards the last time. That one around 75 yards. And that's one way to help out your rushing average.
Yeah.
Yards per carry. He had a couple of long ones in the first half. One of them was called back. But 2 long rushing touchdowns for Peyton Hayden of Jennings County. And the Panthers have moved into double digits on the scoreboard. It's 52-12. They'll send out their PAT unit. This is going to be Ian Sawyer who will attempt to knock one through. Missed his first attempt. Still some Covenant Christian players hustling onto the field.
A lot of reserve players coming on the field here.
Yeah, the starters have probably taken their helmets off on the sidelines by now. We've got a fumbled snap, a fire drill, and they completed it.
How about that?
Fumbled the snap. That wasn't a drawn-up 2-point conversion. I can promise you that. But they do complete the 2-point conversion after the fumbled snap. So that makes it 52-14 as we crawl under 2 minutes. We're going to step aside quickly. You're watching Warriors football powered by Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
We welcome you back with 1:42 to play. We have a final score, Cecina and Shenandoah, and I think Shenandoah beats Cecina tonight. We'll check the score one more time. Shenandoah and Cecina, 14-13 final score. Shenandoah over Cecina. That's a pretty good Cecina ball club.
Trading right with the kickoff return for the Warriors.
As this will look like probably the last possession of tonight's game.
So we had a nice kickoff return there by senior Jay Wright, who had to slip one tackle and probably outrun another 2 Jennings County coverage men to take it the distance. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. The offense huddles here on the near sideline. We go under 1 minute left. Continuous clock has been rolling here in the second half, as Covenant Christian took a 37-0 lead into the locker room. They added one more safety that made it 39-0, and then 2 touchdowns since then. They've spread the wealth with the touchdown scoring tonight.
This will probably be a knee.
You got the freshman quarterback in there in Carter Bell. Maybe you let him
haul it?
At least run it.
Okay.
We'll see. He's hard count. Oh, no. They get him with the hard count. That's going to run it out. It's going to be a penalty, and the clock's just going to bleed down to 0. So Covenant Christian runs away with a Week 1 victory as the clock hits triple zeros. And the Covenant Christian crowd, they're pleased with this Week 1 effort. Head coach Dan Giedel, he's very happy as well. Brought back a lot of experience. And honestly, was really the trump card tonight for the Warriors. They just had too much experience. They were too quick offensively for the Panthers to do much.
That's exactly right.
So both teams, I don't think they're going to shake it up. It might be the wave situation out here at midfield.
They're going to go sideline to sideline. This is the right thing to do here. So Shane and I will be back with you
a week from tonight.
A week from tonight. Don't forget
right in these seats.
Yes, I think so.
We're not getting booted from this spot, are we?
No, I don't think so. This is our studio all year long, and good game, good sportsmanship there. Is just kind of like that, you know. I know we want to see a lot more of the fist bumps and all those things, but great game, great coverage as Heritage Covenant Christian wins their first game of the year.
So they move on to week number 2, 1-0. They came off a 6-5 campaign in 2019. Jennings County, however, starts off their 2020 campaign with a loss. Going back to that 2019 season, they have now lost 5 consecutive games at the varsity level. Warriors look good tonight. Their opponent next week, they thought it would be Traders Point. Who is it next week?
It is Rushville. Class 3A Rushville comes in.
So they get to play up another level. Covenant Christian at the 1A level. They just knocked off a 3A opponent in Jennings County. They get another one next week right here on Indiana SRN. We'll have it here next Friday night on Indiana SRN. 6:45 with the pregame show. 7 o'clock kickoff. That game is at Covenant Christian High School. For Keith Myers, my partner here in the Indiana SRN studios, our executive producer Jerry Collins, Ben Wood directing tonight's broadcast, and Brandon Kroll out doing the hard work operating our cameras at Zionsville Middle School West. Shane Ryder signing off from Indiana SRN. You're listening or watching to Warrior Football, powered by Indiana.